finance is a very diverse field here, and again you have courses from core finance, then management, then from IT and consultancy. You have exposure to everything. It's not just that we were focused on finance, and you have an opportunity, you get ample opportunities to choose your interest areas. I still feel that the knowledge part can still be gained, but as a person you need to develop in this environment, and this opportunity is like one in the lifetime. You won't get it again. I'm from Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. There are only two things that are happening. You go for engineering or biology for doctor. If you're not, then you go for commerce.
Hi, my name is Nandini. I'm born and brought up in Bangalore. I have completed my undergraduation in engineering, electronic and communication.
My name is Abhay Sodawala. I am actually from a town called Burhanpur. I am a chemical engineer. I did my chemical engineering from SRM University, Chennai.
I felt that mechanical engineering more dynamic. You don't have to do a 9-to-5 sitting job. You work something, you are creating something. So that's why I chose mechanical engineering. But with the journey, I felt that we are not getting that kind of opportunities in mechanical engineering. I had to obviously look forward to something else, and that's when I decided to explore other opportunities. There's a buzzword about Python, machine learning, data science, AI. So I started learning them. I completed my certification, external certifications, and in the process I felt that okay, there has to be something more. It's still not satisfying. So that's when let's go for an MBA. And when I decided to go for an MBA, then I chose finance. Now why finance? Because obviously there was some bias. In my mechanical engineering, I interned with SAIL, the Steel Authority of India, Bhilai Steel Plant, and there I was actually working with a mentor who was responsible for project finance. So we were actually checking the feasibility of projects that are already running there. We were under maintenance analysis. We were checking if this project is more feasible, it's economically, operationally profitable or not. If not, then let's shut that down. So that's where it intrigued, okay, there is something more to mechanical engineering. It's not just about you working with machines, but there's more.
During my undergraduation, I had this opportunity of preparing budget for my undergraduate project. So that's when the interest sparked. I have 32 months work experience in Amazon as SPS associate. So here I have been dealing with business sellers to help them onboard on Amazon.in, and also to convert from non-FBA to FBA sellers. And also I had the opportunity of advising them on how to allocate their funds for various sectors. So right from then I started preparing for MBA exams with a clear goal of having finance as my majors.
So basically I come from a business background. So finance and business was ingrained in me right from the beginning, from the childhood. While I was in engineering, while I was in my 4th year, I took a part in the trading competition which was held in my college. So during that I realized this is something which I want to get into. So while I started working in Reliance, I started exploring more about capital markets. I started reading more about how the markets actually work. So it was at that time that I took some certification course from InsideIIM. I learned more about finance. Also during my tenure at Reliance, I was part of a couple of projects that required me to learn more about finance, more about the accounting side. It was during that time that I decided I want to make a career in finance.
The decision was, okay, should I go for a finance major or should I choose a specialized program in finance? So that's when I decided, see, I don't have much experience in finance. I require more time, more learning has to be done. So when you are in BKFS, this finance learning starts from day one and stretched. The whole process is designed in a manner that you start from level 0 and you move up slowly, steadily. So I knew that I'll get more time than if I go for a major. Then 1 year you are just doing a general MBA, then you have your majors are introduced in 2nd year. But here everything, the courses are designed in a manner that you do little learning at the whole duration, with the whole duration.
When I decided to have go ahead with MBA as finance as my majors, I wasn't sure what are the job opportunities I would have in finance. So I wanted to have a classroom learning experience, as well as how would it be implemented in the real world. While applying for TAPMI, I did go through their website, having multiple programs like Finance Lab or Bloomberg Terminals, and also various clubs. We have almost 5 to 6 clubs dedicated for finance itself. That is what interested me the most to go ahead with TAPMI.
In this BKFS course, we were also exposed to fintech and subjects related to fintech, IT, consultancy, and I knew that okay, that fintech is the emerging trend that are coming in fintech. So now we had subjects, we had around 6-7 subjects that were focused on IT, that were focused like, IT in banking, fintech, data analytics, econometrics. These are amalgamation of finance, economics and data analytics. So this gave me an exposure to learn more about this field, okay, how customer centric products that are being built. And this field, again, it's a very creative space that we are talking about. It's very interesting. And now being an engineer, for me, it was something, okay, I can derive my knowledge of engineering and I can use this skill that I am developing here as finance, and then I amalgamate them and use them in fintech, at least for future. So this is where we were prepared in, we had advanced fintech courses, workshops held. We have fintech and emerging technologies, specific sessions for this.
As a person who is an engineer who has worked in the operation domain, I think the learning has been really great so far. Before I came to TAPMI, I had a little bit idea about the finance domain, but after coming to TAPMI, I realized that what I knew was really just drop in the ocean. Apart from this, after coming to TAPMI, met people who are deep into the financial markets, people who have worked for close to 3 years in equity research, who are in investment banking. So it helped me a lot in learning from the peers.
We have faculties with industry experience as well as classroom learning. So they are able to help us understand how these learnings, whatever learnings we are having right now, to how will it be implemented in the enterprise.
So obviously, initially it was really challenging because I had to put in twice more effort, in learning. And these accounting concepts, it's like, you have to read a lot. There is a lot of reading that is required. So I took a lot of time. Again, comprehending the reading, it's again challenging process, because whatever you read, it's not as simple as that you read and you understand. There's a lot of thinking that needs to be done about that. So that required time. But again, I guess I mingled with everyone really fast. I became a member of the Student Executive Council, so it was easy for me to talk to people around. In this process, I also joined committees. Like I was the editor for the TAPMI Journal of Economics and Finance. So anyways, I had to do a lot of reading and I started writing as well. So the process steadily became easier for me. So learning was a rigorous process, but again, you will have to take, here where it comes is you have to take some initiatives from your end, okay? You have to put in extra efforts, you have to approach professors, you have to ask them for additional readings, or you have to approach your friends. And the best part here is when you're doing any assignments or working projects, you're not assigned, those are not particularly individual assignments, but they are more of working group assignments. And these working groups are actually very diverse. It's not that I'm an engineer, so I'll get an engineering group. No. It's like there will be students from commerce, there will be students from other streams as well. So it becomes easier for us to interact, and the learning process that we say, peer-to-peer learning, the core of peer-to-peer learning, here it's seen. So it's easy.
Through Bloomberg Lab, we can get data about the various companies which are listed all around the world, not just on NSE and BSE. So let's say if I want to get some detail about ITC, about their annual report, or about the data which they have published, which I cannot find somewhere else. So Bloomberg Terminal is the place where I can go and where I can find any such details.
We have multiple finance clubs, and I'm part of Samni Earthnivesh, which is a finance club. Here we concentrate on giving financial education to students, or even we have certain programs like where we go to a NGO. We help people understand how should they go about their finances to have a better balance of life.
Our professors, they were not teaching from books, designated books, but it was more of their own research over the matter. They were industry experts. They were already consulting with other fintechs on the matter. They were consultants that were coming and teaching us. So that helped, again, in a manner that they gave us real insights that they are using, or are insights that are being implemented in the industry. And that's how we learned. Because this space, there are no book. To be specific, when you talk about how the cloud technologies are implemented in fintech, or how AI is being used in fraud detection, still the books are not being written. There might be books, but again, it's more of what is going on now and how it's how it's developing, the technology or the trend, how it's developing, how they are being used in industries.
I do not have any particular company in my mind, but I do have particular role what I'm looking forward to. That is equity or research analyst.
We had Big Fours coming to our campus and hiring from our campus. We had a lot of reputed companies like ICICI Bank, Salesforce coming to our campus for recruitment. I'm looking for a company where I can actually work on the financial inclusion of the poor people, of the people who are not so privileged.
For my summer internships, I interned with Munshiji. Munshiji is a fintech startup, and they are basically working towards providing accounting solutions for lower middle class income group, retailers, businessmen, MSMEs also they are targeting now. It was a very small team initially, and we had to work on multiple projects. Though I was working as a finance intern, but again, apart from doing my finance domain work, I was also responsible for operations there. So they made me interim CEO for a business unit called 1GST. They were working on a new product, 1GST. And so apart from my own domain work, I had to learn project management, I had to learn product development. And we have to take care of simultaneous things, because we were 6 interns working there, and every intern was working on multiple projects simultaneously. And again, you have to deliver everything in the same limited time, and you have to ensure that all deliverables are met to the expectation of the client. So now my job was to ensure that okay, if there are difficulties, let's sort them out, let's understand, meet with clients, understand their expectations. So again, this was a very new thing for me also. Finance, it's okay, since we knew finance, we were learning from 1 year and we were just implementing our knowledge there. But this came as a very new thing. Okay, project management is a very new thing that I came in. And somehow it intrigued my interest towards this field. Even for my final placements, I'll be working with Elstrom and that as a project manager role. So this whole project management, product management, it started from my internship only. That interest intrigued in internship, and that's one credit that I give to college. Finance is a very diverse field here, and again, you have courses from core finance, then management, then from IT and consultancy, you have exposure to everything. It's not just that we were focused on finance, and you have an opportunity, you get ample opportunities to choose your interest areas.
When I talk about financial literacy in India, when you talk to your elders, for them investing is like putting money in some FD or national scheme. While this is a small part of investing, but this is not entire gamut of investing. So investing a lot about putting your money in the capital markets, putting your money in the debt markets. So in India, what we see is there is a dearth of knowledge in people about how to utilize your money, how to get maximum return. So while we are working tirelessly to make money, we do not actually know how to plan our future, how to make money work for us. So I think that is something which I would like to work upon. I would like to make sure that the investing is not cumbersome in India like it was before. I would like to make sure that we can actually include as many people as we can in the financial world, so that it helps each and every individual in the future.
Before I decided to even do a MBA or to do anything further related to finance, I wanted to understand, I wanted to have this financial education, which are not taught in schools. Nobody helps us how to be financially independent. Yes, we do work and we do earn salaries, but we do not know how to go about it. So that is one thing what I wanted to learn in MBA, to understand whatever I would learn, how would I allocate it to make sure I would have a better future.
You get more perspective, you get exposure of things. Initially what I thought is finance, okay, it's more about accounting, I have to just write books. I wasn't aware the industry is so vast. Even in finance industry, this financial sales, you have financial markets, you are actually, those aspects are also there. Then this creative space, which I already told you, fintech is a very creative space. You are trying to develop a product based on customers' need. Again, if I wouldn't have been in TAPMI, or this exposure wouldn't have been, I wouldn't be aware of all these things. So this process you have to go through to understand, okay, what else is there? What else can we do? Let's try. You have to keep your foot forward. Okay, even if this is a gray area for you, you have to try it out. What if you start liking it? And again, if you start liking it, if you do it, if that starts, you start excelling in that summit, slowly, steadily, it becomes a passion. You start liking, okay, that's where we can make a career out of. So this process, the whole process is, I feel it's worth giving a shot and it's worth undergoing.